comment?
Thank you, and I really appreciate your panel there and your staff. I have a question. I didn't hear anyone address the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. And since you're talking about the animosity and the different groups that are rising up, not only against Jews but against Christians, I wonder if anyone there on the panel, John and Josh especially, if you know about this movement and if you can elaborate on it a little bit, because I do know a little bit about it.
I've spoken about this.
What happened?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I spoke about this a little bit in the past, and it's not of God, unfortunately. And again, anytime I hear of black or white or any racial element placed onto anything, it immediately sends up, and I'll use a color, red flags, to tell me this is not of God.
Let's go to some racial elements. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Hashem HaRakakodash. Double honors to the true apostles of the great millstone. Rule well and teach well. It's Brother Yahushai Zion just doing this real quick video through the spirit. All right, so we're going to go right here. Let's see if race is in the Bible, if the separation, all that stuff. Deuteronomy 32 and verse number 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion, for the Lord Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay, so that has a racial separation there, and there is nothing you can do about it. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. See, these devils are easy to beat because the word of the Lord's against what their ideology says. And it's just ideology, okay? It's just an idea of theirs that's incorrect. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art unholy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So why are they above everybody else? Because the Lord said so. Okay, and that's it, man.
God does not distinguish between peoples. He does not do that. In fact, he made it very clear in Revelation.
He doesn't distinguish between peoples? Well, hold on a second. Let me hear that again.
God does not distinguish between peoples. He does not do that.
He doesn't distinguish between peoples, remember? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. So you're basically saying, you guys are basically saying the Lord changed from this ideology here, right? From this idea here. So he changed his word. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay? So he doesn't distinguish between people. He's a liar. The guy's a liar. So-called white man's the devil, all right? He's a liar. Look at this lady's face. Was she trying to co-sign this shit?
In fact, he made it very clear in Revelation chapter 5. I want to read it for the people's sake. We talked about it earlier, but I want to read it for the sake of the benefit of the people. It says,
look at her proud-ass face, because you know she co-signing this shit. She co-signing this shit, believe me. It's not Black Hebrew Israeli movement either, all right? It's just Israelites, period. The Lord's dealing with Israelites. You got to just accept it, man.
this. He says, and they sang a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood. Now listen to this, out of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation.
Out of every kindred and tongue. Out of. Okay? He redeemed you out of. All right? Let's go to Revelation number 7. In verse 1, it says, "And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should blow not on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel as ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth and the sea, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads." Okay? And that was from the four corners of the earth. The four corners of the earth, because they got to be gathered from where they were scattered. All right? Were they not scattered? James 1:1. James, a servant of the Most High, and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Okay? Greeting. Scattered abroad. Greeting. Scattered abroad. Just trying to get more on that. Leviticus 26:33. "And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste." Deuteronomy 4:27. We always bring this out. "And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord Yahweh shall lead you." Yeah, because guess what, man? The Lord is going to ultimately, he's going to bring you back. Okay? This is just a fulfillment of it in Revelation. So what the guy's talking about is about the Israelites. Deuteronomy, and he doesn't know it. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 3. This is a prophecy. "That then the Lord Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee." Okay, now listen to this clown.
Everybody. There is no separation with take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood. Now listen to this. Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Everybody. There is no
Not Edomites. Edomites can't be saved. Obadiah 1:18 talks about their extinction. How are they going to be redeemed when they're extinct? And that is definitely what it means. That's in the Bible breakdown in a simple Bible book that you could get from the store. If you go get a study Bible and you look at Obadiah 1:18 breakdown for the study Bible, it tells you there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau. They're going to be extinct as a people.
separation with God pertaining to tongue, color, culture, place, or anything. We are all, when we come to Christ, in to God by thy blood. Now listen to this. Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Everybody. There is no separation with God pertaining to tongue, color, culture, place, or anything. We are all, when we come to Christ, in Christ. There's no more Jew or Gentile, bond or free, male or female. We're all one in Christ. So in the first place, that movement is wrong. I've not had as much exposure.
So there's no more sexes? Is that what you're saying? This guy don't know how to interpret the scriptures, man. So there's no more sexes. There's no more nations, basically. There's no more nothing. As long as you're in Christ, so-called, then you don't really have a designation. You don't have any no name over you. It's just bugged out.
Do it as some have. I know my oldest brother and I have talked about it a few times. But to me, it sounds like a very racist organization. And the reality is this: Jesus Christ.
Racist like the slave masters that brought the so-called black man over here on slave ships and beat the shit out of him for 400 years. Like that kind of racist? What kind of racist was it? The racist like you did down south, where the so-called black man wasn't allowed to drink out of your water fountain? And the Native Americans were pushed off of their land? Is that kind of racist? Where you raped their women, stole their land, beat the shit out of them, took them as slaves, and kept their women and your children and raised them up to be slaves too, right in front of you, and beat your ass? That kind of racist?
in all probability, was not a black man. And I don't
In all probability, he wasn't a black man. But why do you paint him as a white man? Why do you paint him as a white man? If that's in all probability, what makes you say that exactly? You're a racist undertone? He wasn't a black man because you don't want him to be a black man. But that's exactly why the Lord is a so-called black man, okay? If he was to be here, he would have melanin, okay? Because that's glorious. That's why you people covet after it. That's why you try to go buy it. That's why you use adrenochrome and you go to get healthy so-called young black kids and take their organs. You don't think we know what's going on? All the children that's kidnapped is little so-called black children, okay? It's never so-called white children because they know they're frail and they don't have really nothing substantial to really use and play off. They don't have strong organs, all right? Because they know the scriptures. One people shall be stronger than the other. So-called white man's not stronger than the so-called black man, and that's facts.
say that unkindly, but he probably wasn't. There is some evidence that, of course, under Solomon, of course, and the Queen of Sheba had a relationship.
There is no evidence of that. That's bullshit. He just exchanged gifts with her, gave her some money, and sent her on her way. That was it. He put the knowledge of the Lord on her and told her what's going on and sent her on her way. There is no evidence of that. That guy's a goddamn liar.
And she, of course, went down into Africa, where she was from. And one of the operations that Israel had, liberating people from Ethiopia, Ethiopia was designed to take out the Jews that were there, blacks, and bring them to Israel. So Judaism wasn't limited just to color, but from the tribes that we look back in the genealogies that Jesus Christ came from, there's pretty much evidence that he was not, in probability, a black man. But irrespective, whether he was black or whether he was brown or whether he was white or...
See how they always go to black, then brown and white? See, because those are the main characters. Esau's the so-called white man, all right, and the blacks and Hispanics are Native Americans, are the Israelites, okay? Predominantly, okay?
Whatever the case, as I tease my wife, I say you're very dark tan, she's Mediterranean, Italian. It doesn't matter. That's not important.
Right.
His
With
blood,
God, it
though,
doesn't
cleanses
matter.
everything.
No, it does matter because it's written in the scriptures and Revelation what he looks like. So that's the revealing of the Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. It does matter. And it said that his hair is white like wool and his feet like unto fine brass as if it were burned in a furnace. So he was a darker complexion than the woman that you see at the bottom of the screen. Okay? She got some dark skin, but it's not as dark as it were burned in a furnace. She got hands like bronze, but her, she's not burned in a furnace. If you put it's a darker shade of that. Okay? It was a darker skinned man. All right? And they know that that's intimidating. They don't want to deal with that. That's power. They're not ready for that power, man. All right? So the so-called white man's a liar and the devil, and that's it, man. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Shema Rakakwadash. On to the next one.